Hi everyone and welcome back. If this is your first time, welcome to the Black Kids White Coats YouTube channel. My name is Adama and I am a fourth year medical student. I am officially post-match and it feels so good. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. First years, second years, third years, it does get better. I'll worry about intern year when intern year comes, but for now, I am 4 weeks away from graduation, so my biggest concerns are my nails, my hair, my outfit, brows, makeup, so it feels really, really good. But on a more serious note, this video is a video response to one of our new subscribers who wrote in, and to this person or anyone that may be watching, I hope that this video helps you, and I hope you realize that you're not alone and you have someone to reach out to. So with that being said, I have my phone here. I'm going to read what this person said. So, currently, I'm a junior in college. My major is biology and I am on the pre-med track. I have been struggling greatly with motivation. I go to a college located, let me zoom in. Okay, I go to a college located in a rural area. Being the only Black person in all of my science classes has been taking a toll on me, and I'm seriously wondering if I can even do this. If you have any words of wisdom, it would be greatly appreciated. Thanks. So if I may, I'll just give a little background into my personal story and then give one specific anecdote that I remember and then some words of advice to you. So let me put my phone away. So I was a biochemistry major in undergrad. I wasn't in a rural area, but I definitely wasn't in a metropolitan area like Los Angeles, which is the city that I grew up in. There were about maybe like 3 other Black people that were biochem majors that were my year. The year above and below, I don't recall seeing any. And because everyone is like on different tracks, so for biochem majors, we had like the chem track, the bio track, and the pre-med track. So you never really knew who you were gonna see. So oftentimes, I probably was the only Black person that I saw in my classes. So one specific anecdote that I can remember was my freshman year. I'm not gonna lie, my grades were fleeky and I was sitting real pretty, and I decided to take the trifecta of pain, which they call at my school is OChem, bio, and physics. Now, any physics or chemistry I can do, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm trash at biology. It's not my strong suit. If I could never see another biology class in my life, I would not be sad. But regardless, so it was separated into like the actual course, which was like about 4 units, and then a lab, which were 2 separate entities. So you could get theoretically like a B in OChem and then an A in OChem lab. It's just the lab, since it's less credits, it affects your GPA less, if that makes sense. So I took all those courses and I actually did really well in biology, probably one of the top scores, but in the lab I ended up getting a D, and it was my first D ever. And I was freaking out. I thought maybe there must have been some miscommunication, my grades weren't adding up correctly, something must have been wrong. So I made an appointment with the coordinator of the entire biology department. He was Caucasian. This is important. So I remember sophomore year sitting there kind of telling him, you know, these are my grades. He pulled it up for my biology lab, and I was asking him if he could recalculate, if there was something that I could do. Mind you, since it was a 1 unit course, it didn't hurt my GPA that much, but I mean, I didn't want it to hurt as much. If I could help my grade hurt it less, if that makes sense. Like if he could get me to a C, I'd rather take the C than have a D, you know? And so I won't never forget what he said. He looked me in the eye and was like, Black people always want to succeed in the sciences, but they don't have what it takes. Mind you, I had probably the highest, if not one of the highest GPAs in my major. So it wasn't that I didn't have what it took. So then me now is hot that I didn't say anything then, or I didn't report him because that was racist. And I have no words. But the me then was in such shock. I just sat there and I literally cried. And he was like, so what are you going to do about this? So if you could guess, my grade was not changed, and I ended up having to retake the class, and I got an A the next time around. So it worked out. But I can say in that moment, I had never felt so lonely, isolated, mistreated, judged, all because I'm a little bit browner than most of my classmates. Just thinking about it now, it just makes me, pissed. Because how dare he? And my GPA, regardless of my GPA or not, I was there seeking help, and that was not the help that I came to get. And unfortunately, those words were so haunting that it haunts me, or it haunted me when I was applying to medical school, throughout medical school, when I was applying to residency, and even now as I'm graduating, because he was in a position of power. But then I remind myself that I made it this far. He told me blacks don't have what it takes to succeed, and look at me. I am succeeding. I am thriving. But I'm not here to brag. What I'm here to say is, as an African American, we are the minority. There are not many of us. And it's up to us that are here right now to be examples and to push forward so that little boys and girls, as cheesy as it sounds, can look up and say, oh my gosh, my physician looks like me. My professor looks like me. If they can do it, so can I. So for you that are watching and that think, man, I'm the only black person, I don't feel like I can do it, you are not alone. You are not the first person to feel that way, and unfortunately, you will not be the last person that feels that way. But you also have to look at it at the other way. You know, you're not the first person to get through it, and if other people can get through it, what makes you different? Why can't you get through it? You have to keep reminding yourself why you're here. You're not just in those biology courses or in the pre-med track for anything, just for funsies. You have a goal. You have to keep reminding yourself of that goal. And you need to surround yourself with people so that on those weak moments when you can't find it in you, you don't feel motivated, you don't feel like you can, they remind you of the strong, resilient person that you are. Because as I'm referring to this person that wrote us, you're a junior in college. That means that you passed first year. That means that you passed second year. If you were not meant to be there, you wouldn't have made it that far. So stay motivated. Have a great circle of friends to surround you. Whether that's your family, if your family doesn't live close, find a core group of friends that you reach out to. For me, I didn't have many black people in my classes, so my friends tend to not look like me, but I knew where their heart was and that they supported me fully, and vice versa. If you have an African American, like an African Student Union, try and join and get involved. That's one thing that I didn't do that I wish I did, because it's good to have avenues that take you out of the biology, of the biochemistry, of the organic chemistry. Because when you see that there's not many people that look like you, it gets frustrating. And then you get in your head, and then you have what we call in medical school like imposter syndrome, where you feel like, why am I here? Maybe it's a fluke. And you shouldn't think like that. People might tell you some nonsense like I got told, or affirmative action, you're here because they needed to reach quota. No, maybe by some freak chance you are. The fact that you made it this far is a testament to your strength and your intelligence. So you remember that. So you have things that also you enjoy that are completely different from science. For me, that's fitness. So I work out. Maybe that's what you need to just take your mind off of everything that you're working on so that you can focus on you. Do something that you love so that you can build up that confidence and that motivation, and you can apply that to when you are doing your coursework. reach out. You're already doing that. You reached out to us. You can reach out. There are so many groups on Facebook. You can reach out to maybe physicians in your area. I'm sure there has to be at least one African American, any type of physician. And I'm sure if you reach out in a professional manner and tell them, hey, I'm feeling a little bit dejected. I feel like, I'm the only Black person and it's hard for me to keep motivated. I'm sure that they will respond to that. Or if anything, you could just message us personally, or we'd be more than happy. Lily, Nelson, and I will be more than happy to reach out and help you and guide you, because we've all been there. I've been there. And if I can be a fourth year medical student with everything that I've gone through, so many people telling me I was never going to make it just because of the color of my skin, being the only Black person in many of my classes, to them being the commencement speaker of my whole university. I'm not trying to brag, but I'm just trying to say that if I am a testament, and I am no smarter, no more hardworking than you are, you can do it. And if you don't have the motivation, I am religious, so I pray. And sometimes you just got to get down and dirty. Make your studying your habit. If it's a habit, you're going to do it even when you don't feel like it, like brushing your teeth or washing your face. So I hope that helped. If you have any follow-up questions, please leave them in the comments down below. Don't hesitate to reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to help. And I hope this helps. But just remember, you can do this. You are not the first person to get through this. And you will get through this. Other people have done it. They're not any better. They're not any smarter than you. So if they can do it, you can do it. And who knows? In 5-6 years, you might be finishing medical school, and then, a college student or a high school student will look up to you and reach out to you and say, hey, I'm feeling kind of lonely, and you'll know just what to tell them. So I hope this helps, and look out for us in our next video. Bye.